Hey guys, Josh here and welcome back to my Andromeda Initiative Analysis breakdown series. So apologies for the lateness, this was supposed to go out yesterday, but I did have some issues with video, so I'm going to have to re-record it today. I didn't have the time to do that last night. So this is number 4, this is Pathfinder Team. This is the first one to actually come out since I actually recorded the first 3. Basically I did the first 3 in one go because they were already out when I started to do this idea. And then this is the first one that's actually come out, and it's worked out just right that last week we had episode 3 and I get to do episode 4. Possibly, maybe next week episode 5 will be out, I'm not entirely sure. If not, there will be something next week, Mass Effect related. I want to do a sort of weekly Mass Effect series that isn't a Let's Play or anything, it's just like kind of lore based or, you know, to do with Andromeda. So without further ado, let's get on to number 4. Saturn there, I think.
Nobody knows for certain what awaits us in Andromeda. Though our long-range scans have provided a map, there are no guarantees on a voyage that will take us 2.5 million light years away from home. That's where the Pathfinder team comes in. My name is Cora Harper, second in command on the human Pathfinder team.
Okay, so firstly, Cora Harper, who we've seen in the trailer the other couple weeks ago. She's the second command then, which is interesting. I didn't know that. So that's interesting because there are links to her, which will go in later, being related to Cerberus, possibly because of links to her possible father, which a lot of people are going on about. We'll talk about that more when we get to her bit in a minute. Let's carry on.
It's our job to find and secure potential golden worlds.
So yeah, this is, I believe, where the whole game's set. This is the Helios cluster. It's a cluster of stars within the Andromeda galaxy. Because although the game's called Andromeda, we're only actually going to be in a small portion of the actual galaxy itself. I think mainly because of story reasons, and it sounds like it's not a cop-out. They could have easily done the whole galaxy, and they've done it last, with 1, 2, and 3. People say, "Oh, why do we not get to go to the whole galaxy?" The only reason is purely a story reason, I think. And that the main story reason is that there's no mass relays. Mass relays were a Milky Way thing, and they were built by the Reapers. As far as we know, the Reapers haven't been to Andromeda, so there shouldn't be any relays there. So there shouldn't really be a way of travelling around to other, clusters of stars within the galaxy. So I think that's why I think the main portion of the game is going to be set in this one cluster. However, I think that by the end of the game, you're going to sort of be going onwards through to other areas, and then that will basically end sort of, this is our journey forward. We've now got the whole galaxy, and that will be what the next game will be. So what brings me to that idea is that you've got this thing here in the middle, whatever this is right here. Now it looks kind of like a black hole, except black holes I don't think are that kind of bluey colour. They're more sort of yellow and orange because it's literally kind of stars and matter just getting pulled in and burning up as it's getting pulled in. So it should be like white hot, kind of fiery. It shouldn't really be blue. So that, I don't think it's a black hole. It's also much too big to be a black hole compared to the rest of the stars around it. We've got all these stars here and nebulas and whatever, and comparatively to that, this is just way too big, I think, to be a black hole from what I know. I mean, I know loosely. I'm not a fucking astronomer or anything like that, but I take quite an interest in space. So from what I know, that just doesn't seem to fit with being a black hole. And a lot of other people are saying that. And there's theories, I think, possibly this is some sort of portal, or rip-in time, not rip-in time, wormhole, possibly like a black hole. But I think the reason it's so big, I think, is because someone's been using it repeatedly to get to other areas of the galaxy. And that's what this is. It's a wormhole to other areas of Andromeda. And I think the Kets, who seem to be the main bad guys, have control of this. And they've been using it lots and lots and lots, which is why it's getting bigger and bigger. And maybe it's in danger of pulling in the rest of the Helios cluster. So that might be a big part of the game, is stopping them. And then when you stop them, you get to go through yourself, and then you get to see the rest of the galaxy. So that'll be interesting how that takes part in that. And also you've got these habitats here Habitat 517, whatever. These are the ones which have been sort of predetermined back in the Milky Way as places where they can support life. So that's where you're going to be going, and basically I think the different races have been assigned different ones. And we know that from the last trailer, the humans go to one, when they get there it's like they're fucked over basically by the Ket. So yeah, it's interesting. There's different habitats, not enough for, there's more than enough for like the three main races we know. We've got humans, Turians, Asari, Solarians, and I think that's it, isn't it? That have been like, they have arcs because they're the council races. Then you've also got Krogan. We know Krogan are in it, so Krogan must have a habitat somewhere, and then whatever races have come through, just pleading that Quarians have come through. So they probably have other ones. Maybe they have other ones, but they're part of like the Ark, the Nexus, so they didn't get their own ship. I don't know. But anyway, let's carry on.
Identify settlement sites, and start the process of building our new home. We act under our own authority and represent the tip of the spear in Andromeda.
So yeah, they have authority. They believe they have authority, and I think that's quite a dickish move in a way, to just think we're going to someone else's home potentially and we have authority. Sounds very yeah, a bit too military. Humans doing their same old thing of poking their noses where they shouldn't, maybe. I'm all for exploring, but you know, just imposing your will and way of life seems a bit of a bad move. And I think that's where they're going to learn very harshly in Andromeda, that this galaxy is not just going to be a pushover and let them just colonize it. So yeah, it'd be interesting how that goes. So yeah, and also some of this is very similar to like all the artwork we've seen before of other planets, which is cool. There's that black hole
every
thing,
arc
whatever
has
it is.
its own team, and every team has its own Pathfinder, senior mission officers, experts in survival, diplomacy, and if that fails, combat. Our Pathfinder on Arc Hyperion is Alec Ryder.
So this is Alec Ryder. He is your father, basically. Whether you choose the male or female protagonist, he is your father. He's an N7, obviously. If you quickly, they talk about it in a minute, but also he went through the Karen relay. The very first time humans went through a relay, when they first discovered them, he was one of the team under John Grissom. So that's pretty cool. That he's basically been involved in Mass Effect right from the very beginning of them going out through mass relays and everything. He's been there. He was in the First Contact War, and he's quite a decorated N7 agent. He is probably well aware of Shepard, maybe even met Shepard. So I'm thinking that the way they're going to tie it back and mention Shepard is through him. To say, you know, Shepard is an amazing soldier, whatever, and then they can, however they word it, to make the gender of whoever the Shepard is ambiguous. But yeah, that'd be quite cool how they do that. Yeah, he's played by the guy, I can't remember what his name is now. He was in Shawshank Redemption. He's one of the prison guards, and he's been in loads of other stuff. I'll put his name up on screen now so you can see him and look him up. That's his voice actor. I don't think his face is modelled on him though. But anyway, let's carry on.
Whose pioneering service history speaks for itself. A skilled soldier with N7 ranking and a talented scientist.
Yep.
Ryder was a member of the original task force who traveled through the Charon mass relay and took humanity's first steps across the galaxy. Now, he's preparing us to tackle the next great frontier, Andromeda. Liam specializes in crisis response.
So yeah, he's crisis response. He was doing engineering, but then he went for law enforcement. So he seems he can do a bit of engineering, but he's also kind of just a bit of muscle. He is handpicked. His most skills set apart from Liam was handpicked from Alec Ryder. So, but he seems to be kind of a real close friend of the Ryder siblings. Whichever one you choose, he'll probably be your like close friend, possibly romance. But he seems to be kind of that kind of buddy friend. So it seems weird that you can make him a romance, I guess, if you want. But yeah, alright, let's carry on.
Every team needs its idealist, and Liam is ours. Sarah and Scott
we are.
Ryder are Pathfinder's son and daughter, and former Alliance recruits fresh off tours with the Arcturus Station Outpost and Prothean Artifacts Team, respectively.
So yeah, pause a second. They're the siblings. They're the son of Alec Ryder, son and daughter of Alec Ryder. They are set things in the game. There's no, like in, I said it before, Shepard was either male or female, and that was it. It just wasn't a thing. These will both exist in the game. Whichever one you pick, male or female, the other one will still be there. You can customize them. You're not stuck with those default appearances. People keep thinking, oh, they look. People watching the trailer going, oh, Shepard looks so stupid. The new Shepard, they're calling you Shepard, looks so stupid. Well, you can customize, so it doesn't matter how they fucking look. So yeah, whichever one you choose and customize, the other one will still be there, and I imagine you can customize that one as well, much like they did in Fallout 4 when you could customize the husband and wife, and then you picked one, and then yeah, so that was kind of cool. They do that. Also, depending on what you make your character look like, the father's appearance can change apparently as well. So that's quite cool. Much like Fallout did, with the baby apparently reflecting what you do, and also in Fallout 3 when your father looked like what you make yourself look like. So it's quite cool. Let's carry on.
And myself, Lieutenant Cora Harper. To be brief, I'm a biotic, the team's operations specialist in charge of ground missions, and I spent the last 4 years serving alongside Asari commandos.
So this is Cora Harper, and this is the most interesting bit. Harper, as I said before in other previous videos, is the real surname of the Illusive Man. I think his name was John Harper. When he became the Illusive Man, he buried that name, and it wasn't public at all. The only reason it's known to us, the audience, is through comics where you see his earlier life, but it's never publicly been stated what his real name was in the actual game itself. So it's much secret, his real name. It seems very, very too much of a coincidence to have the second in command, and basically person who's doing these videos, by the way, she's doing these videos and she's second command of the whole thing, is someone who has the same name as a member of Cerberus, leader of Cerberus. It's very possible she has basically been sent by the Illusive Man to investigate Andromeda, possibly whatever that whole thing is. I think there's definitely some other motive for them going there other than just colonizing it. Definitely. She's second in command, obviously. The Illusive Man probably can pull some strings and get her in. Also, their armor is very, very, very similar to Cerberus's style, you know, the white and black style of Cerberus. It just seems too many coincidences to not be true. So yeah, very interesting if it is true, to see how they go down that route of having Cerberus involved in Andromeda. Be interesting in their involvement as well, and how it works out, whether she betrays you or whether she stays loyal to you and turns her back on Cerberus, much like Miranda can do in 2. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
And finally, our last team member, Sam.
This is the most interesting one.
Simulated Adaptive Matrix, Sam is an artificial intelligence designed by our Pathfinder himself. From his node in the Ark, Sam receives a direct feed of the Pathfinder's sensory input via a neural implant. It sees and feels as Ryder does, providing him advanced situational awareness, problem solving, and even tactical enhancements.
So yeah, it's wired into Ryder. Now there's 2 ways this can go. The most likely is that it's going to be just like your sort of in-game UI thing, that's how it's going to work out like that, and it provides situational stuff and tactical advantage and all that, which is spoken about while you're in combat, and it will speak to you, and it's kind of like a voice in your head, kind of much like sort of Jarvis is to Iron Man, kind of, which is quite cool. Which leads me on to my second theory, and can link in with it, is that this is linked to Alec Ryder, right, at the start. We know something happens to Alec Ryder that puts you in charge, and so I believe that Alec Ryder might possibly die, and so this AI will then have to be connected to you, but I find it possible that Alec Ryder will live on through this AI and be like your voice, voice in your head that tells you what to do, but is also your father living on, which could be very, touching, sad, but also really cool that he gets to live on that way and sort of guide his son in an AI form. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out if they do that route. But definitely really cool that there's an AI character again. I think those characters are some of the best in Mass Effect. Legion was really good, Edie was really good, so Bioware can do them really cool, those sort of AI characters who are... I love robot characters in games that have a good sense of humour and can say funny stuff. Think back to Ethan in Infinite Warfare. He was a robot, had a real good sense of humour and was really funny. Go back to in Rogue One, what's his fucking name? The robot in Rogue One, I can't remember what his name is now. But he was really funny and had some real good lines. That kind of humour in AI robots I love, so hopefully we get this with this AI, Sam. It'd be really cool.
All members of the Pathfinder team receive implants, allowing them to communicate directly with Sam. The individuals who make up this team are everything the Andromeda Initiative represents. A chance for the bravest and the brightest to come together for something bigger than ourselves. If you have what it takes to join us, we'll make sure there's a bunk on the Tempest with your name on it.
Bunk, eh? So that was it. That was episode 4 of the Andromeda Initiative series they're doing. It's really cool they're doing these. I think this was originally supposed to be a book, because I remember they announced the series of Mass Effect books they were doing. One of them was called Andromeda Initiative, and it was all about how the initiative was going to be set up and launched and all that kind of thing. And then it kind of just didn't happen, so I reckon they've basically taken the ideas from that book and made it a video series as a bit of promotion. So that is episode 4 done. Hopefully, I don't know, possibly next week, the next one will be out. It's been about a week since the last one, this one was released. So it'll be 2 weeks by next Sunday. It possibly may be out, I'm not sure. If it's not, there'll be definitely something lore related, or there'll be definitely something Mass Effect. I want to do, like I said, I want to do a sort of series that's Mass Effect and isn't a Let's Play on like a weekly thing. And I have ideas and things I've done, lore things I've made up and come up with and stuff like that as well. So that might be next Sunday. It purely depends on what's out with this. Apparently there's another trailer coming for the actual game itself this week, so that will be coming sometime as well. A breakdown of that if that happens. But other than that, thank you for joining me, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.